So we're all waiting. We're all kind of patiently and patiently waiting to see what's going to happen, what's going to unfold. Um, I went and talked to my guides yesterday and asked for more information. And one thing that they told me is that it would be really helpful for us to work with the animals and the plants right now. They showed me that the animals are on our side. They support um, those of us who are trying to have a certain outcome. And that as animals, they can't directly interfere with our lives as humans, but they can help us when we ask them for help. And this is true of the plant kingdom as well. And so I want to encourage everyone to spend time in nature and to also, talk to your pets, talk to the birds outside, and ask them for assistance. Ask them, please help humanity to evolve. Please help us to have to change course, because they do not want us to be on the course that the outcome of the election would put us on. That's not going to be good for them. So it's really important to them that we change course. As I said in my previous posts, it's really important for us to focus on visualizing the future that we want. My guides have emphasized how powerful we are, especially as women at this time. This is the time of the women. The divine feminine is rising, and the feminine applies to women, but also to feminine people who are embodying that femininity. But for women, this is a time for us to rise up and for our status to change. And so we have a lot of power right now. And that's why we have the ability right now to what some people call anchor in the energy, visualize, manifest. These are all different words we can use. But basically, they all mean the same thing, that we are connecting to our power, acknowledging our power, and using our power to affect reality. There's a lot of stuff that people are posting, a lot of information, a lot of evidence, a lot of suspicions and ideas about what happened and how the election was hacked. And there's also been some FAFO stuff being posted. And I just want to point out that this is actually evidence that we're going in the right direction. So F around and find out. These are stories about people who voted for the Orange Team and now their friends and family are no longer speaking to them, or their wives are divorcing them. And while this may sound, to be all about conflict and disagreement, it's actually really good, because what it's going to result in is an evolution of consciousness for those people. So there were a lot of people who were kind of seduced by the cult and who didn't really understand it. And so we're seeing a lot of people who are beginning to question, why did they vote the way they did? Did they really, was that really what they should have done? And these family members and wives are all playing a role in that. They're all helping them to evolve. So like people saying that, oh, my wife is divorcing me, and apparently divorces have gone way up in the last week. There's just so many more women divorcing their husbands as a direct result of this election. This is actually proof of an evolution of consciousness. First of all, it's evidence that women are owning their power, and that women are saying, I'm in control of my fate. I'm in control of my life. Excuse me. But also what's happening is these people who are on the receiving end of these kind of rejections and these endings to relationships and marriages and family members that don't speak to them anymore, it's going to cause them to enter into reflection, and it's going to help them to evolve. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And so we have to go through certain things in order to get to the other side. But what I talked about in one of the earlier videos was how it had to happen this way, because if Kamala had won outright, there would have been violence from the other side. There would have been violence. And so it couldn't go that way. And it also can't be the case that the news comes out right away that the election was not legit. That also will not work, because it might incite violence. So what my guides have said is we have to spend some time getting people, used to the new reality. We have to give people time to go through their own evolution, their own revelations about their own decision making and the world that they're living in. And so those of us who are feeling really impatient, just know that there's a reason for this. And we just have to trust. We have to have faith, like I talked about in the earlier video. We have to have faith that things are going to work out and that we're on track. And we have to all use our energy to make that happen, to visualize it, to talk about it in that way, to stay positive, to keep imagining the outcome that we want. And so another thing that we can do besides working with the plants and animals is that we can gather. I talked about that in one of the earlier posts about how it's important to gather with community. And this is particularly important for women because we can combine our feminine energy and then we're even more powerful. And so gathering in groups of women to visualize together, affirm together, just join our energies together, send healing to each other, send healing to Kamala, send healing to the country, send healing to the concept of the United States. We can do all of these things in groups. We can do them as individuals, but we can also do them in groups. You are a powerful being. Just remember that.